Hi, my name is Chris LaRocca, and you're tuned in to Ones to Watch Northside Sessions.
Yeah, I feel a little worthless, baby, when my shit's for sale out on your lawn, yeah. And no, I'm not afraid to put the torch down. I'm scared to pass it on, yeah. I don't know why you wanna fight, just to pass the time, yeah, yeah. I'm sick of picking sides like every time. Get you cheating at your own mind, yeah. You held me in your eyes, babe. Oh yeah. You took me by surprise, baby. Whoa, yeah. I know it doesn't matter what you have to say. No, it'll take a little while to pull you out of me. Oh yeah. It seems our love was smothered in the ashtray. Took one last hit and put you out now. Well, I've never seen a side of you that hates me, or the side that has its doubts, yeah. Well, I just wanna love you and talk about my pain, yeah, yeah. I'm sick of thinking sides like every time. Catch you cheating at your own mind games. Ha! You held me in your eyes, baby. Oh yeah. Ooh, it took me by surprise, baby. Whoa, and no, it doesn't matter what you have to say. No, yeah. It'll take a little while to pull you out of me. Oh yeah, yeah. Parked outside your Yardsale, I get the view for free, yeah. You're doing this the hard way. You never really took the easy way out. Oh, something got me sideways. Yeah, you got me so weak now, yeah. The minute my back gives out, your walls fall down on me. They're falling on me. You held me in your eyes, baby. Ooh, it took me by surprise, baby. Ooh, yeah. And no, it doesn't matter what you have to say. No, yeah. It'll take a little while to pull you out of me. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, it's gonna take a little while, and it feels like forever since we made our minds up. Ooh, it's gonna take a bit of time. It feels like, ooh, with these problems on my mind. Thank you so much. I fucking love that song, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, so my name's Chris. I'm from Woodbridge, Ontario, which is like a suburb outside of the city. Super Italian neighborhood, and grew up there doing like normal things, I guess, like playing sports and all that kind of stuff. But then I discovered like indie music, like rock music, mainly like heavier music. And I was really into that because it's just weird, and started doing a lot of that, playing guitar in a couple different bands and kind of exploring new music through that. And then I always wanted to sing, but I was like scared to sing. And then one day I just kind of bit the bullet and tried, and it was pretty bad. But like as time went on and like you keep singing along to your idols, it kind of became, there was like a bit of a pathway there. I'm like, okay, I may be able to do this. And then there was this one point I'd accumulated a bunch of like synths and stuff on the side. Never really knew how to use them, just kind of wanted them. And then once I started getting into that and singing over it, I was like, this is where it's at. Like, this is better than playing guitar and like screaming and shit. You know, like this is what feels right. What can be expected on Saudade is like a very like nostalgic, like familiar, tangible sound. And I feel like on the older stuff, it was still a time of discovery. You're always discovering things about yourself and your sound, but This time around, we were able to get a little bit more of a budget and kind of explore things a little differently. So I really feel like this captures a lot of like familiar feelings to people and like touches on a lot of very familiar situations. And the word saudade, it's like an untranslatable Portuguese word, and it means a longing or like a nostalgia for something that never existed or happened. And I think that's like the definition of these songs. I think like that's what I was writing about at the time. Yardsale was like a heavy hitter. It's about like a really close friend of mine and like something he had gone through. So putting that out was crazy for a lot of reasons, because I also wrote it 6 years ago. I was like a totally different person back then, and like it sucked back then. It was just like the vocals were all the same, but the instrumental was like really just not good. And we were actually in LA, my drummer and Harag, and Andrew, the drummer, was like, "Oh, what about that song Yardsale?" And I just started singing it, and then Harag started playing the chords, and it turned into this thing that like it's one of my favorites on the EP. So putting that out was really crazy, because it was like something I've known forever, but it's new to everyone else. So yeah, a career highlight or highlights I feel like that have occurred along the way. One of them was definitely playing field trips, because I've been there so many times. I've been as a fan, and playing it, you know, getting that kind of treatment at a festival was like really great. Kind of made us hungry for more of that. And aside from that, when I did the Red Bull Music Academy, the base camp in 2017 in Montreal, that was like, at the time it seemed like it was cool and it was like really like awesome, but I didn't think it would have the inspirational effect that it did on me, because I still think about those times and just like, you know, we're in the studio with Boy Wonder one day, and then the next day you're like doing at this like event, watching Rye play, and it's just like so much stimulation. It took a while to like settle in, but now like I think back to that and it really helped me grow. I got to meet a lot of people I've collaborated with, like Young Clancy, Shagabon. We haven't done anything yet, but like it could happen. And aside from that, like writing this EP was probably the biggest highlight. It was the best time. I want to do that again. But it was hard, but like it was really fun. If I could give advice to any artist, like regardless of genre, it'd be to just write like honest music, true to yourself. Because I feel like people gravitate towards like authenticity and like realness and honesty. And you can always tell when someone's trying to do something that's not for them, you know? You listen to it, it doesn't seem right, it sounds like contrived. And people are like, you may check off all the boxes, but like people aren't gonna resonate with that. So like, it's something I've struggled with too, but you have to just kind of dig deep and write about something personal and honest, and like the song will speak for itself at that point. Because at the end of the day, you can do all the production and all the things you want, but it comes down, if you can't just sing that song with a guitar and like have it mean something, then like it's probably not gonna hold water for very long. So that would be my advice. What's next for this project is obviously the EP is coming in the summer. There's actually some singles in the works that we're hoping to have out later in the year. Definitely some more shows. We're looking at like a Toronto, like a bigger Toronto thing in the summer, and some out of town stuff maybe to follow that in the fall. So just kind of like firing all the guns on this EP and just seeing, you know, where that takes us. It'll be an exciting ride.